we just got some really interesting early leaks for Madden NFL 27. Now, Madden 27 will be out in August, so we're about 4 months away, but this is around the time that we do start getting leaks, and with College Football 27 even closer to release, we're going to start to see a lot more stuff come out about both of these games within the next few weeks. Now, before we get into the Madden leaks, for those of you here that are wondering, why have we still not heard anything official about College Football 27 from EA yet? Well, we're still pretty much on par with where we've been the last few years. The only difference is last year we did get a little bit of a teaser the night of the draft where they did this video that I have playing here in the background of a guy getting drafted, and they were kind of hyping up the Road to Glory and Superstar mode a little bit as they were adding high school and things like that. So that is really the only thing we haven't gotten this year, but if you look back at the last 2 years, EA revealed the cover athlete as their first really big thing about the game at the end of May, and even last year we didn't get our first official game feature or gameplay trailer from EA until May 29th. So we're still really about a month out before EA starts actually talking about the game. We may still get a teaser at some point, or they may just not do a teaser. They don't always do that every year for the games, but in about 3 weeks to 4 weeks, we should actually start getting things like cover athletes, maybe a trailer, and some early gameplay features that they're going to talk about. So we're pretty much on the same timeline as we usually are. And if you don't want to miss any of those gameplay trailers or any of the news or leaks we're going to be getting in these coming weeks, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on, because I've got a ton of videos coming soon, not only when EA starts dropping news, but just other rumors and things that I've heard I'm going to be making videos on soon. So there's a lot to go over in this next month to 2 months, and you're not going to want to miss any of these videos. Now, lately we have been talking more so about what to expect in college football because that game comes out a month before Madden, so we're kind of closer to the news for that game than Madden. But today we did get some really nice Madden leaks that we can finally start talking about that game as well. So Mutt Leaks, as I've talked about on this channel a bunch of times, has leaked stuff for both Madden and college football over the years, more so for Madden. And yes, usually it's more Ultimate Team stuff, but he does get some regular game information every once in a while, and he has gotten some of that today because he's able to kind of comb through their website when they're starting to upload things on the back end. There may be other ways that he's finding this stuff out, but he is always accurate. He's never been wrong about something that he leaks, at least not to my knowledge. So let's take a look at the leaks that he dropped today. So one of the first things he mentioned were the DNA traits. Now these were introduced in Madden 26, and they had them for about 200 players, which is a lot of players. Pretty much all the top players had them, but now these are going to be for nearly every player in the game, not just the top players. So thinking maybe more of the rookies, maybe more of those mid-grade kind of level players, you know, the guys that might be the third string receiver or cornerback on a team versus just the top two guys. So we're going to be seeing these DNA traits and these things for, you know, mostly everybody in the game, which does help them play more like their real life self to some degree. Obviously, we know we have abilities and things like that and the personal ratings, but this is just kind of another layer to that where players will have certain tendencies and things that they will do on the field based on how they perform in real life. And he also mentioned that these traits can now be updated via roster updates versus the title updates, which is a big thing because in Madden we get roster updates every single week. That means they can update these with the weekly roster updates instead of having to wait for the monthly title update. So that is kind of just a big thing that they can do now, further personalizing these players every single week. Now here's another big tidbit that he dropped. He said reworked contract logic, and he mentioned things like void years, guarantees, etc. So this could also maybe mean front loading and back loading contracts. I would assume that that would be included in this. I mean, if you're adding void years and things like that, I don't see why you wouldn't also add the ability to front load and back load. And this has been one of the biggest requests in the game for, you know, well over 5-6 years at this point. I remember, you know, back in Madden 19, back in Madden 20, people were saying we need better contracts, and over the years they've made them a little bit better. They've adjusted them a little bit. They've added more options, but it still lacks the depth that the hardcore franchise mode players want, which is being able to really tinker with individual contracts and add those things like void years or front load and back load them. So if that is what this all entails, I know the franchise community is going to be super hyped, because I would say that right now for the franchise community, this is probably one of the top 5 requests that they've had for many years, and it really is important into how you're running your teams and franchise. So I'm really curious to hear more about this when EA talks about it. Now we're going to continue on with some more leaks for Madden 27, but really quickly, here's a word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Arena Club. Now if you're into sports cards, Pokemon cards, this is the place to be. Arena Club has these things they call slap packs. It's basically a digital way to open up cards, and they've got an option no matter what your budget, $500, $250, $100, all the way down to $25. Now, my personal go-to pack is the Ruby football pack because I love to collect football cards, and it'll show you no matter what pack you open, what grails are possibly available and what other chase cards you could potentially pull as well. Now, we're going to go ahead here, open this pack, see what we get. It's going to play this cool little animation, and we could get one of the chase cards, we could get one of the grail cards, or we could just get another cool card as well. And we actually get a Tom Brady PSA 9. That's not bad. I mean, it's the GOAT. This card right here is going to definitely be probably more than what we paid for the pack, so we definitely had a little bit of a come up here. Now, my favorite thing about Arena Club is if I want this card now, I could have them send it to my house, the physical card, or I could just put it in my vault for selling or trading later, or I can take this instant offer. If you don't want the card, they'll give you about 90% of what the card is worth, and as you can see, this card actually was worth a good bit. Don't miss this. First-time collectors get 20% off. arenaclub.com/RayWeather, code RayWeather. So continuing on here with the leaks straight from the Mutt Leaks account, another thing that he mentioned were custom adjustments, and he said seemingly like custom audibles, you can save them between games. Now, this is something we already heard when he put out leaks for College Football 27. If you remember, a couple of videos ago that I did on this channel, we talked about some new leaks for College 27, and this was one of the leaks where essentially what it sounds like is if they're putting custom adjustments in the game, that would mean that if you have a favorite play that you like, and on that play, maybe you always put the tight end on drag route, and maybe you always put the running back on a Texas route or something like that, you could input these and kind of save them almost like a macro if you're familiar with PC gaming. And then once you save this, every time you come out in this play, the adjustments would already be there. And I would assume this would work on defense as well. If every time you call a cover 3, let's say that by default you like to shade it underneath and be aggressive, and you like to put your defensive tackle in a spy to drop an extra little bit of coverage over the middle, you could save that, and every time you come out in your cover 3, the adjustments would be made for you. So you wouldn't have to just keep mindlessly putting these inputs in every single time. That's what it sounds like based off what he said, and the fact that he already leaked this for College 27, it makes perfect sense why this would also be a leak for Madden 27, because when it comes to gameplay features, they're usually pretty much the same between both games. Both of these games play on the same engine, on the same base. Obviously, College does play a little bit different because it's adjusted differently. It's a little faster. There's different rules, obviously, like you only need 1 foot in bounds for it to be a catch, things like that. College is a little snappier, a little better with the ball carrier moves, things of that nature. But when we're talking about features, everything that we've seen come to one of these games has come to the other game. And this even dates back to 20 years ago when the NCAA games were around. The same thing existed then. But just look at the last couple of years. Both games added the switch stick in the same year. Both games added the defensive line stunts in the same year. Both games added the new slide protection mechanics on offense in the same year. Both games added the one-handed catch, I think the same year, or if not, College got it the year after, but they both got it, pretty close to one another. Both games got the custom route stemming on offense the same year. Both games got the custom zone stemming on defense the same year. I mean, I can go on and on. One game's getting a gameplay related feature, almost positively the other game is going to get it too. So the fact that this already leaked for College, it makes sense that this would also be something they're doing for Madden. So everything is kind of lining up there. Now, he did also mention in his leaks that the MVP bundle will be returning this year, which means they will be packaging College and Madden together and marketing it together. Of course, that's kind of a no-brainer. It's probably the best way for them to make money. If you like both games, a lot of people get both games. They're going to do that. But he also mentioned that marketing is expected to start sometime next month, which is on par with, like I said at the beginning of the video, sometime in May, we're going to be seeing more College-heavy promotion, but they're going to be mixing Madden in there as well. If you remember last year, they were really promoting both games heavily at the same time. I believe even last year, the gameplay trailer for Madden came out before the gameplay trailer for College did. So they're going to be promoting them heavy starting next month, and really into June, we're going to see a lot of stuff pretty much every week. And he also mentioned that the beta for Madden is currently 65 gigabytes, which is pretty big. Now, I don't know if the beta is underway. I mean, it's probably being tested with a small group of people, but usually they put out the bigger beta where they send out invites or they send out, emails to people with EA accounts. So they're going to be doing a bigger beta at some point, probably in June. But the fact that it's already 65 gigabytes for the beta, I mean, that's pretty good. That sounds like there's a lot of content in the game, and we're going to be finding out a lot more about what that content is very soon. Now, if you want to hear about the leaks that we do know so far about College Football 27, make sure you check out this video right here on the screen.